Shout out to Hip86 for tagging me in this post. They wanted me to do I guess you can say a commentary. I don't want to call it a reaction, but more of a commentary to the interview that, well, we've now found out her name is Miya Ponsetto, not Miya Ponsetto, but as if it really matters, the chick is still a Karen ass bitch. We do know that for sure. But she had an interview with CBS this morning where Gayle the Gargantuan was virtually interviewing her from where she was at. Now, I think this was before she was arrested. As we all know by now, they said she was arrested, and I think they do have her mugshot out for the masses to see. So this was before then. And that right next to her is her criminal mother. You know, like I said, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Now, like I said, she was being interviewed by Gayle King, virtually talking about what happened. I haven't really listened to the entire thing. I didn't plan on listening to it. So this is going to be a lot of stop and go. I know some people don't like stop and go commentaries where you play some of the audio and then you stop and give you a piece. But the reason I'm doing it is because the interview is almost 7 minutes long. So it's not like it's a short thing and I can retain everything and I want to get everything out without having to play it back. So I'm going to go ahead and start playing it. And then when it comes into points where I feel I have to interject a point, I'll stop it, give my take on it, and keep going.
The woman caught on camera physically attacking a black teenager and falsely accusing him of stealing her cell phone has been arrested in California. It happened last night. You might remember this video. Miya Ponsetto approached 14-year-old Keon Harold Jr. at a New York City hotel last month, accusing him of stealing her phone. His father, jazz musician Keon Harold, recorded the encounter and accused Ponsetto of racial profiling.
We have you see two black people?
No, I'm not letting him walk away with my phone. Now, the video shows Ponsetto trying to stop the teenager from leaving the hotel lobby and then rushing toward them. Hotel surveillance video shows the 22-year-old woman tackling Keon Jr. Now, he never had the phone. It turned up several minutes later at the hotel. New York City detectives went to California yesterday to coordinate Ponsetto's arrest in connection with the confrontation. She was contacted at a traffic stop in Ventura County near Los Angeles. Officials say that police had to pull her out of the car when she refused to get out. And now, in an exclusive interview, we had just done that interview yesterday afternoon. Her lawyer spoke with us before she was arrested. They told us that NYPD had not yet contacted them. Miya, help me understand. What made you think that Keon had your phone? That's why I'm confused. Why did you think he had it?
I was approaching the people that had been exiting the hotel because in my mind, anybody exiting is probably the one that might be the one that is trying to steal my phone.
Now listen to that part right there. Gayle asked her what made her think that Keon Harold Jr., the 14-year-old boy, had her phone. Like, what made her specifically go after him? And she was stumbling over her words because she was trying to think of a lie. She said, well, she was approaching several people who were walking out of the hotel. But when you look at the video, it wasn't that many people walking out. And if it was, she did not approach them in the aggressive manner as she did this boy. Like, she didn't go and see one person with an iPhone, because a lot of people own an iPhone. An iPhone is a very popular phone. Like, a good chunk of America owns an iPhone for those who can, get one. But she specifically got aggressive with this black boy. She didn't get aggressive with anybody else that she claimed she came in contact with, which by the video, it doesn't look like she came in contact with anybody else. But if you look at the video, the person who is the manager, who is no better, who needs to be called out himself, she's standing right there like, there, he's the one. He got my phone. He has my phone. She didn't do that with anybody else but him. So already right there, I can see through her lies.
I admit, yes, I could have approached the situation differently or maybe not yelled at him like that and made him feel, maybe some sort of inferior way, making him feel as if I was like hurting his feelings, because that's not my intention.
First off, you did more than just yell. You got aggressive and physically assaulted him. Like, you ran up on him and tackled him. This was more than just her yelling. This was her getting physical at this point, which at that point, had that been my child, I would have got physical right back. I told y'all what would have happened if I was there, and I told her she would have been walking, she would have got thrown through that revolving door and back out onto that cold, hard pavement in New York, because it's cold right now. That's exactly what would have happened had I been in that situation. It was more than just yelling. She got physical. She touched him. She grabbed him and tackled him.
I consider myself to be super sweet. I really never ever meant for it to like hurt him or his father.
She lied right there. She said she considers herself to be super sweet. She considers herself that. Nobody else, but she does. Do we have to break down her list of charges that she has? That's not a super sweet person. This woman she's just bad. She's a bad person. She's not a sweet person. She's a bad person. What sweet person does what she did? What sweet person continues to do what she does? Remember what they said when she got arrested. When they tried to get her out of the car, she refused to get out of the car. She was resisting. What sweet person does that? That's not a good person. But she put the title of being sweet onto herself because in her mind, she believes she's a sweet person. But she's far from that.
Either.
Are you saying that you were stopping everybody in the lobby, asking them about your phone? Is that what you're saying?
Not everyone. Just the people that, in the meantime, while the hotel manager was checking the footage, I just wanted to do my part as best as I could.
Now she straight up lied. Gayle asked her, "Did you ask everybody that was coming through the lobby did they have their phone?" In the beginning, she said that she was talking to several people, but then she went and said, "Well, not everybody." So which is it? Several actually sounds like very close to everybody. She's lying. She didn't really talk to anybody. She saw that one boy that she honed her eye in on and specifically targeted him because she saw a phone that she thought was hers and just knew it was hers.
You just described yourself as super sweet. I know you've seen the video. When you look at the video, the reaction seems very extreme. It doesn't seem like it's someone who's super sweet.
How would you feel if you were alone in New York and, you're going to spend time with your family during the holidays and you lose the one thing that gets stolen from you that has all of the access to the only way that you're able to get back home?
I just don't think I would randomly attack people, is what I'm saying to you. I know you said you could have handled it better, but I just don't think I would randomly attack people in the manner in which you did. What do you think when you look at that video? You're standing there in your leggings and your flip-flops, and it looks like you're just going nuts, for lack of a better word.
No, I'm not letting him walk away with my phone. I don't feel that is who I am as a person. I don't feel like this one mistake does define me, but
She did the typical Karen routine. She said, "I don't feel like that defines me as a person. I don't think this one thing defines me as a person." She has had repeated instances of having run-ins with law enforcement. This is who she is. But see, she's so wrapped up in this bubble of her own ego and her own privilege that she does not see the error in all of her ways. Because she's constantly been able to skate through life with no consequences. I talked about that in several videos when I talked about her before. She has that Karen act down to a T because that's how your typical Karen acts.
I do sincerely from the bottom of my heart apologize that if I made the son feel as if I assaulted him or if I hurt his feelings or the father's feelings.
I don't believe what...
Wait a minute. Hold on. Time out. She said, "I sincerely apologize to the son and to the father if he feels that I assaulted him." If he feels you assaulted him, you did. Assault means you grab somebody and you could just assault somebody just by grabbing them aggressively without their consent, which is what you did. And you ran and you tried to do a football style tackle. She says if she feels that he was assaulted. What is her definition of assault is my next question. If that's not what she did.
Mistake defines anybody, but I think when I look at that particular video, you did more than just accuse him. The video seems to show that you physically attacked this young boy. You do see that too, right?
But at the end of the day, the dad did end up slamming me to the ground and pulling my hair.
Wow. Did y'all hear that? Gayle said on the footage, it did appear that you grabbed the boy, in which you did, and which she did, and pulled him to the ground. And what did she do? She comes back with her counter of, "Well, the dad did grab me and throw me to the ground and grab my hair." I would have did more than he did. Truth be told. Truth be told. Like now thinking about this, I'm glad now that I'm doing a commentary on this, because now it gives me an insight into who she is even more as a person. And she is trash. Grade A basura.
And throwing me and dragging me across the ground, so.
She said grabbing and dragging her across the ground. If I'm looking at the video, it doesn't look like she was dragged. She should have been dragged, but she was just thrown to the ground. And rightfully so. So she's basically in her own mind feels that no one should have put hands on her even after she physically assaulted a minor. Mind you, at the end of the day, not only did she assault a person, she assaulted a minor. He's 14, she's 22. She's the adult here. But in that moment, and it seems in every moment that she's had a run-in with the law, she's always acted childish. Even up to her being arrested, she still acted as if she was a child. A child usually gets treated with kid gloves, and that's how she's still being treated to this day as an adult. On paper, she's an adult, but mentally, she is still a kid.
I will say that.
Yeah, but I think, the video we saw, it looked like you had just attacked his son.
Yeah, the footage shows me attacking his son. Of attacking him how? Yelling at him? Yes. Okay, I apologize. Can we move on?
Did you hear that? Gayle said, well, the footage shows that you were attacking his son. She said, yes, the video shows of me attacking by yelling. We addressed that. Can we move on? The nerve of this chick. See, that's why I said that someone needs to pop her one good time, and that is probably all it will take. She really feels that by her putting her hands on him was an assault. She feels the assault only went as far as her yelling at him. I would not have any kids around this chick, for real. I think they needed to dig into her background a little bit more and see how she deals with children.
I know you're saying I don't need to, I just want to apologize, but I do think that there should be some that day.
Okay, so basically, I'm a 22-year-old girl.
22-year-old girl. What did I tell y'all? Mentally, she's still a girl. She says she's 22-year-old girl, not a 22-year-old woman. She has not technically been a girl since she was 18. So you're talking 4 years. And she says, well, I'm a 22-year-old girl. Mentally, she still believes she's a girl. Even when on paper, she's a woman. And I just said that. I said mentally, she's still a child. Before this even came up.
Racism how is one girl accusing a guy about a phone a crime?
Now listen to that. Listen to what she just said. She said, how is a girl accusing a guy of taking a phone racism? She referred to this 14-year-old boy as a guy, as if he was a grown man, and referred to herself, a 22-year-old woman, as a girl. What did we say about them aging black boys? They always age them. They did the same thing with Tamir Rice. They say that even though he's 12 years old, they thought he was 18. Come on now. You look at the picture of Tamir Rice, that does not look like any 18-year-old unless he just has never gone through puberty. Like, that's crazy. And thinking about Tamir Rice, I think he would have graduated this year. Or last year. I think last year he would have graduated. If he was still alive. He would have been 18 then, but he'll be eternally 12. But listen to what she said. How is a girl accusing a guy of taking a phone racism? She still refers to herself as a girl and refer to the boy as a guy. And then asks, how was it racism when he was the one she specifically targeted and yelled at and tackled? Because guess what? If she came at anyone else in that aggressive tone, the surveillance footage would have picked that up. But there was nothing before that. It was only then when that happened, when she decided to get aggressive. Basically, by her doing this, she's trying to throw herself into the victim role when she's clearly not a victim. Which means she's done this before. She has done stuff before to try to put herself into the victim mode and keep herself planted there.
The context in that.
Even Gayle King, as much as I don't like Gayle King, y'all know I don't like Gayle the Gargantuan, is just sitting back, just chuckling in disbelief at what she's hearing. Like, she's sitting there like, is this chick really saying this right now? Is she really lying to us and to herself? And you can tell by the looks on this Miya Ponsetto's face and how she's trying to construct the story to her own liking, that is almost like she's malfunctioning, because if you listen to her voice, she's like, that's what she's doing. She looks like she's glitching.
Mia,
What is the deeper
Mia,
story
it's
here?
not. That's not the problem. You have to at least understand your actions that day. You seem to have attacked this little boy, this young boy, this teenager. You seem to have attacked this teenager about the phone, and then it turned out he didn't even have your phone. That's the thing. I mean, you're saying, look, I'm 22 years old. You're 22 years old, but you are old enough to know better. So I will say, you're 22. I get it.
Enough. The hotel did have my phone.
Listen to that. Did you hear how she just dismissed Gayle? She said, okay, Gayle, enough. As a matter of fact, this image that you see right here on your screen is at that point where she dismisses her. She says, okay, Gayle, enough. And she puts her hand down as if she was trying to silence her. You know how like some women, when they talk with their hands, and they do that closed thing with their hand when they bring their hand down as in they're trying to silence someone from talking? That's what she did. She was almost telling her to shush, to shut up, stop talking. Like I said, I don't like Gayle. I really don't like Gayle the Gargantuan. But this Miya Ponsetto is very nasty and tacky and very disrespectful. And what you're about to hear before I pause the video is her mother, who's sitting beside her trying to calm her down. Like I tell you, this chick needs an attitude adjustment. She needs one. Like I said, her actions from the past, even up until what's most recently happening with her, I want to say it so badly, but I'm not. Y'all can pretty much lean into where I'm headed with this, but that's exactly what she needs.
The hotel did end up having my phone. I did get my belongings returned to me.
All right.
Wow.
All right, Gayle.
Enough.
That was my favorite part. Enough. Now, the Harrell family's lawyer released a statement last night. They said this is not about an apology from someone who until a few days ago was claiming she did nothing wrong and, in fact, alleged that Keon Harrell Sr. had assaulted her, someone who targeted a 14-year-old black teenager because of the color of his skin. We'll have more of our interview with Miss Miya Ponsetto.
You can tell that Gayle was feeling some type of way. She couldn't even get the chick's name right when she said that.
On Monday. You know, I actually felt for the attorney there who was really trying to help her.
Oh, okay. I take that back. So this wasn't her mother. This is the attorney. It kind of looks like her mother. Well, what could be her mother, but it's her attorney. My bad. So I'm thinking that's her mother sitting next to that was her attorney. You know the one that says that she's unwell and has anxiety attacks and all types of stuff like that.
You know, when she interjected, Mia would get upset about that. She insisted that she's not racial profiling. She has an explanation about that. And, you know, it was reported that an Uber driver returned the phone. She says that's not true. So she wanted to make an apology, but as I said to her in the interview, I'm not sure you're helping yourself here.
Well, the point is, he didn't have her phone.
No, he did not.
And?
He did not.
Interesting choice of hat, by the way.
Yeah, and also the point is that the video footage is pretty clear, and she doesn't seem quite ready to acknowledge what it shows.
You know, her lawyer, Sharon, sitting by her side, tried to help her. It's interesting you would point out the hat because Sharon said, you know, you might want to remove that hat.
No.
And she refused to do that, too. So it was an interesting afternoon. And at the time, you know, I said, if NYPD been in touch with you, they had not. So it was interesting that right after that interview, she was stopped and then arrested.
Well, she said she didn't understand why it's a crime. Well, she might learn now.
Yeah. It's a very sad story, though. Really,
it is a very sad story.
I think there's something sad about her, and the fact that the trauma that she put this 14-year-old teenager through.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the whole video right there. But yeah, I don't even know if I want to listen to part 2. They said they're going to do part 2 on Monday. I don't know when this video is going to get up. I'm going to see if I can get it up before Monday, maybe possibly even Sunday. But I would have to get the other video up before then in order to get this one up. So yeah, this chick definitely has a privilege issue. She feels she did nothing wrong. She doesn't feel it was racial profiling. She feels that the assault only went as far as yelling, not actually assaulting him physically. She tried to throw the dad under the bus by saying, well, he pulled my hair. It's not like he went up there and pulled her hair and dragged her before you came and confronted them. She felt she should have been able to get away with that. She sincerely feels she should have gotten away with what she did. She feels she did absolutely nothing wrong. Her lawyer can't even get her corrected. Her lawyer is like, if I was her lawyer, despite her and the lies that she put out there to try to give her cover, I would drop her and let her fend for herself. But I know she's there to get a check. At the end of the day, that's all she can do is get a check out of this chick, because that's all she can do. And they need to lock her ass up for real. Like, and I mean, do some serious time. Like, for her, serious time might be a month, because she looks like the type of person that can't handle jail. I can already tell. But yeah, she's a bitch. Miya Ponsetto is a Karen ass bitch. Through and through. There's no helping her. There's no saving her. Why bother? I was almost going to say, why did they even do this interview? But I'm kind of glad now that they did, because now we can get a more insight to who she is as a person. I can even refer to her as a human being. She's just something. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure if you want to get notifications to all the videos that I upload, that you text the number that will be pinned down in the comments below, and I will talk to you in the next one.